Mental Disorders Signs in Afghan Immigrants/Refugees. This article is written by 8 authors. First author Mabed Adfar. Second author David Lester. Third author Muhammad Kazim Tefvahid. Fourth author Ahmedim Abdel Khalek. Fifth author Merdad Mohammadian. Sixth author Jafar Bulhari. Seventh author Faisal Barami. Last author Ali Asghar Farid. Contribution and originality of the study is that this study contributes to investigate in terms of mental health problems of Afghan immigrants, refugees. It uses modified version of existing methodologies. It originates new formula about fight against terrorism, terrorist groups that by developing of insecurity, instability and war, increase immigration, refuge and they cause many mental health problems for people in the world. The article's primary contribution is findings that recommend new strategies of mental health promotion for immigrants, refugees. Introduction. The goal of the study was to identify mental disorders signs in Afghan immigrants, refugees who lived in Tehran, Iran. Materials and methods. In this research 453 Afghan immigrants, refugees, 227 male and 226 female, were selected by cluster sampling from different areas of Tehran city. Instruments were a demographic questionnaire and GHQ-28 that completed by Afghan interviewers. Data were analyzed using descriptive analysis. SPSS software was used for analysis. Results. Findings shows that on the subscales of GHQ-28, prevalence of mental disorders signs in Afghan immigrants, refugees was high. Prevalence of somatic signs was 0.6% minus 15/1%, social dysfunction signs were 0.3% to 16/7%, anxiety, insomnia signs were 0.7% to 16/3% and severe depression signs was 0.2% minus 21/8%. The most common signs on the subscale of somatic symptoms were feel run down and out of sorts, 15/1%, and getting any pains in the head, 11/9%. On the subscale of anxiety, insomnia were elusive much sleep over worry, feel constantly under strain social dysfunction, each of them 16/3%, feel nervous and strung up all the time, 14/3%, and getting edgy and bad-tempered, 12/3%. On the subscale of social dysfunction was being able to enjoy your normal day-to-day activities, 16/7%. On the subscale of severe depression were feel that life is entirely hapless, 21/8%, feel that life isn't worth living 19/4%, find yourself wishing you were dead and away from it all 15/9%, and being thinking of yourself as a worthless person, 10/7%. Conclusion. Mental disorders signs had high prevalence in Afghan immigrants, refugees. So attention to mental health of them is necessary. Mental health care, psychiatric, psychological interventions are recommended for them. In providing of comprehensive/widespread mental health services, attention to religion, spirituality, and religious, spiritual interventions, is very important, which they consequently will increase self-efficacy and in turn, will promote mental health in them. It should be taken a community approach for providing such interventions. In the community approaches, primary prevention, treatment and rehabilitation are doing, in any level of health services, in inner of immigrant, refugee community. Specific aspect of this approach is insistence on participation in collective action, training in prevention of mental disorders and psychoeducational training. Thanks for watching this abstract video of International Journal of Management and Sustainability Volume 4 Issue Number 2.